So our last page of the flip book will be on properties of tangent. So this is our last little section of circles. Yay, right? Okay, so if we have a tangent, the important thing to remember is that it does make a 90-degree angle with a radius. So a line is tangent to a circle if and only if it's perpendicular to a radius drawn to the point of tangency. So if point D is your point of tangency, then they are perpendicular. You have congruent tangent. So if two segments from the same exterior point, so point B, are tangent to a circle, then they are congruent, meaning AB is the same as BC, just like it says, this is the same as this. So if one is X, then the other is X. If one is 7, then the other is 7. The last one, circumscribed polygons. If a polygon is circumscribed around a circle, then all sides are tangent to the circle. What that means is, that this are congruent. So that's congruent to that. This is the continuation of that tangent, but these two are also the same length. And then last but not least, those two sides are also the same length. Okay, so that's what's important. Now I'm not going to do all of these examples, but let's start with 16. So find the value of X. So if you look, if this is a tangent line, that means it makes a right angle, which means Pythagorean theorem does not go away. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So in this case, your C is the 8. So if we fill in 9 squared plus X squared is equal to 8 squared. Actually, that's a little tricky because it's saying that this side length right here is 8. If this side length here is 8, then that means that this is a radius as well. And if this radius is 9, then that radius is 9. So that makes the whole length actually 17. So that means that this should not be 8 squared, it should be 17 squared. So be careful there. So then we end up with 81 plus X squared is equal to 289. We subtract 81. We get that X squared is equal to 208. If we take the square root of both sides, we get that X is equal to, we'll just round to one decimal place, 14.4. All right, so let's look at 17. So find the value of X. If this is your diameter and this is a tangent line, that makes that a right angle. Just because we're in circles does not mean that triangles go away. The 8 is this radius right here. So if that is 8, that means that our missing other length right here is 8. They're both radius, radii, so they're equal to the same measure. So when we do it, we get that it's 16 squared plus 13 squared is equal to X squared. So we get 256 plus 169 is equal to X squared. So you add them, you get 425 is equal to X squared. You take your square roots, you get that X equals 20.6. Okay, so those are some pretty simple ones. We're going to skip number 18. Let's look at 19, I guess. We'll do 19, but I'm skipping 20. If you look at 19, it just wants the value of X. If this is a radius, though, then that means that this is also equal to X. Okay? So that means that we would say, we still have to do Pythagorean theorem. This is your right triangle. So that's your hypotenuse. So 12 plus 5 is 17. So your hypotenuse is 17 squared is equal to 8 squared plus 2x squared. So when we work it out, you get 17 squared is 289, which is equal to 64. Plus, if you distribute that, you get 4x squared. You subtract 64, you get 225 is equal to 4x. So then we divide both sides by 4. You get that x is equal to 50. Actually, it's x squared. X squared is equal to 56.25. Pay attention to what you're doing, right? Then to find your x, it's the square root. So you get that x is equal to 7.5. Okay? It's tricky. It's all games. It's how is it going to fit into your equation. And then after that, you just have to solve it. Many of you get stuck on solving. That's Algebra 1 skills. So look at number 21. It says find the value of x. Well, if these are two tangents, that means that this line is equal to that line. So you could say 8x minus 39 is equal to 3x plus 16. So as you solve it out, if we minus 3x, we get 5x minus 39 is equal to 16. If we add 39, we get 5x is equal to 55, and x is equal to 11. Tangents are pretty easy. I like that they're equal to each other. It makes things a little bit easier. And also it helps, it says find the perimeter. These aren't as hard as they might look, okay? Because just like up top where it said your circumscribed polygons, as we solve it out, this side's equal to that side. This one is equal to this one. And then this one is equal to that one. So some are given. It says 7 is equal to 7. And if this whole length is 26, 26 minus 7 would be 19. So if this is 19, then this is 19. All you got to do is solve for x. Well, remember, they are equal to each other. So if you do 4x plus 15 is equal to 15x minus 7, and you solve it out, we subtract 4x, we get 15 is equal to 11x minus 7. We add 7, we get that it's 22 is equal to 11x. Divide by 11, x is equal to 2, although we're not done, but if we substitute it in, 4 times 2 plus 15, 4 times 2 is 8, plus 15 is 23. So if that side's 23, then this side's 23. If they want us to add them all up, your perimeter is equal to 7 plus 7 plus 23 plus 23 plus 19 plus 19. You get that your perimeter is equal to 98.